Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome back. Looking forward to helping you out here. And what we're going to do is look at Solana, kind of see what's going on, double checking a few key factors. We can see this pretty obvious pattern here forming that we want to kind of pay close attention to. Could imply we have a breakout coming soon. This is generally a bullish continuation, bullish flag pattern that is commonly followed by a cup and handle, which we could be seeing right now. Again, just a general observation. Is this a guarantee? No, we're going to double check, look for confirmation. I would say this X marks a spot here for us with each Ichimoku cloud. We talked about this yesterday being above that. That's what we needed, a 185 or higher closure. We generally have that, but with us traveling into the cloud now, we probably want to wait for the price to consolidate sideways. And what we're going to look at here is this previous resistance turn support. Ensure we can close above this level, this point of control at 183. So a lot of little things we want to kind of identify, but generally speaking, pretty straightforward here as well. It seems like we just need to get a solid closure here at about the current price point or higher. So we're going to look at liquidation here. Let's jump right in, I guess. Why don't we start with that? And just quickly identify on the 7-day, we don't have a ton of liquidation minus this level lower here at 183 that got swept. We can see 198 and or 180 as two potential areas. It's going to be a lot easier to see that if we zoom in because we kind of want to look at the smaller time frames to identify kind of where we're at here. This is helpful due to the fact that the price shot up, went range bound, and now kind of range bound and down. What that basically boils down to is, 180 is the lowest price point. 180 to 184 is the lower level liquidation. There's not a ton there, but there's more longs getting added here recently. But there's a lot of shorts at 190/195. So I feel like the 190 to 195 range should be the next target. But once more, a lot of different things need to happen. So let's talk about that. Daily time frame. Quickly to note, we want to jump into the moving averages and kind of identify where we're at here. First of all, we're above all moving averages. Super awesome stuff, folks. That's absolutely what we want to see. Of course, the price was getting close to testing that level at that 0.618 fib level, that 161, basically the golden pocket. It would have been a good place to get in the 160, 150 range, but price didn't come down that low. It may not, honestly, depending on how you look at it. Yesterday we had a bullish engulfing candle. Today we had a bullish engulfing candle for Bitcoin. And today we can see here with Solana, we don't. In other words, at this point, we didn't quite have that confirming factor, letting us know that we're not quite establishing higher highs and higher lows in certain areas. So I'm just letting you know that because while we're above the moving averages, we can't get hard of ourselves and just think that we're in the clear because we had one good day. We don't want to just get too crazy with longs. Again, with this breakout pattern that we're looking at, this little bull flag on the smaller time frames plays out, then we could essentially jump in. But right now, I think it's a little premature. However, taking a look here, we can see MACD's diverging, but not quite diverged yet. So no harm, no foul there. We can see money flow index is still pretty high, which is great. And RSI maintaining itself between 50 and 70. So these are generally positive. So I think we do have mostly good signs here still. But I just don't want to get, I don't want to just jump in prematurely. I mean, you know me by now. You'll know that I'm oftentimes late to the party, but I'm oftentimes very successful. So I don't mind being, missing out on some profits like yesterday. Whoop-de-doo. There's a few good candles. That's great. But I'm not just going to jump into a trade that's running. Okay. Either way you look at it, everyone has different strategies, but for right now, it makes a lot more sense to wait for confirmation, even more so than usual, just based on how the play out is occurring here. We can see MACD is trying to diverge, but hasn't yet. So again, nothing really crazy there. Stochastic is swinging down, of course, identifying this current downtrend, but money flow index is high. This is extremely important. A lot of coins are exuding this behavior. We have high MFI and the price coming down towards that 50 level. So solid chance that we're going to see a bounce off of this range. Because again, when you have high money flow index, money's flowing in, the price is pulling back. That implies there's a lot more buying pressure than selling pressure. And if the price is pulling back, it just tells us it shouldn't sustain itself much longer. And the price action will likely continue further up. Okay. Again, that's kind of a weird one, but if you think about it, it's considered to be oversold or just like a good value right now. And then yet there's money flowing in, the price hasn't gone up yet. That's generally a good sign. We're above all moving averages here as well. Everything kind of points this one level, this one support at 183.50. So an entry between 183.50 and 185 seems practical for a long position based on what we've seen here so far. And again, if we confirm that and we double check that with Ichimoku cloud, we can see here cloud is averaging itself out right at that previous resistance turn support, right at this point of control at 183. And the likelihood of the price action, I think, going higher from here is greater pending we don't lose or close below that level, okay? But again, we've broken this descending trend line. We've broken above the cloud. Lagging span, while it is getting closer to the price action, you may want to consider taking profits on an already long position. This doesn't mean that a new long position isn't viable. I personally think that we're in pretty good shape here to see Solana continue higher from here. It certainly looks good, but again, keep in mind invalidation would be a closure at 180 or lower, because then we'd be on the lower end of that cloud, and we might consider the price action shifting gears. But everything seems to be pretty solid here. Pending Bitcoin doesn't take a nosedive to 60K, I think Solana should be able to recover. But if you look at this chart and you compare it with Bitcoin, they're both very similar. Okay, so you got to recognize that. But again, a solid breakout would be nice. We're going to see here soon what happens. But I'm leaning more towards the price action moving up, mainly because we see a large amount of money flowing in, and we have a solid amount of support at this range. It just makes sense. Hopefully that benefits you folks. Good luck on your trade if you end up taking one. Obviously, if you're in our community, I'll probably end up sending a signal here with some trade setups with this coin and just kind of seeing where we're at. But generally speaking, I hope that you learned something today regardless. Make sure you obviously use Bitunix as well. Phenomenal exchange, link down below. They're extremely beneficial to our community. No KYC or VPN required. If you register with them, you get some really solid rewards too. So thanks again, Bitunix, for an awesome opportunity for our members. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.